Hey.
Okay, we're back. The next department is the Fire and Communications Department. Our Fire Chief, Charles Hershav, and Commissioner Wilson. Good morning, gentlemen.
I'm looking for the gentleman.
No, it's the guy behind it.
Good morning.
Okay, who's going to start?
I'll start.
Okay, Chief, it's all yours.
Okay, we'll get started on what I think is going to be a bonding, but that's up to the board to decide. Is I would like to completely replace the ambulance that's located up in North Guilford with a brand new ambulance. Our current boxes, the newest one is a 1995, and as the board knows, we usually remount them and save a considerable amount of money, but we like to put a new box into the equation and forego doing a remount for this coming year. So, but the cost that's reflected here, it also includes all the equipment that would go inside of it, including stretchers, defibrillators, the Lucas device, which there is money in there for a Lucas device from last year, what we're going to carry over. We can take that out. We'll put it right in this bid also, or this proposal. It includes all new radios. This chassis will be four-wheel drive. It'll be the same platform that we're using now, a 3500 Chevy. The current one is an International. It's just too big, and it's just outlived its usefulness to us. So that's what my proposal is, to replace it completely. If not, we'll have to do a remount.
So it's a complete new vehicle then?
Complete new vehicle.
Fully equipped?
Fully equipped.
Okay. What would a remount cost on that?
About $100,000. But you got to add the equipment back into it.
With the equipment?
No, without the equipment. Doesn't include the stretcher. Doesn't include. We're going to have to buy a new stretcher.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
With the equipment, how much would it
cost?
cost?
It'll be about $140,000.
Remount and equipment.
Right, and equipment.
Okay.
How old is the current ambulance?
1996.
Current.
It's just not practical for our use anymore.
And this is the one in North Guilford?
North Guilford, right. It will become downtown and be used as the primary ambulance. One of the current ones will rotate up there.
Okay.
Okay. The other request is ballistic vests, basically the bulletproof vests for our tactical SWAT medics. We need to replace them. We currently do have them. We do have 3 of our paramedics that belong to the regional SWAT team, and we need to give them a new ballistic vest. The total for that is $7,500.
Okay.
Air pack cylinders, which the board is very familiar with. We need to start replacing our air pack cylinders. I believe it's a total of almost 672, about 70. No, 71,000. I'm just trying to get the total here.
13.
About 80 cylinders. We need about 13,000 for this year, 29,000 for 1920, and 29,000 for 2021. The board is familiar with this. We did this about another 5-year cycle. And this should make us good for the next 15 years. Thermal imaging cameras. I put this in last year, but I don't see it in the thing. We would like to replace some of our thermal imaging cameras, a total of 8 of them. The ones we want to replace are in the 1998 vintage. And it's time to replace those. It's old technology, and we would like to get new ones. Hazardous material equipment. Over the next 5 years, we would like to spend a total of $16,517 a year to replace some of our meters, some of our suits. Now, we could get some grant money for this, but I need to put it in. We are applying for some grants. And if we do get the grant money, we won't need the money, but we need to put it in. We are the regional team. We're hoping to get some regional money, but as Joe's probably aware of, the regional funding is slowly but surely drying up.
So why, what's the advantage of being a regional team? I'm being,
The advantage is the funding that we do get, if it's available.
Okay.
Okay. A lot of the grants that we haven't gotten lately is because we are a regional
Yeah.
asset.
okay.
Okay, the training grant that we just got for $113,000. The grant before that for some rescue equipment for $176,000. The reason why we got all that grant money was because we were a regional team.
Right.
Where did the money come from, state or national?
Some state, some federal. We're requesting $125,000 for a 30,000 in-ground tank that will be located up in the Hoop Hole Road area. I tentatively scheduled to go up in that area to provide fire protection in that area.
So where, the 30,000?
The 30,000 gallon tank.
Okay.
Okay, it's an in-ground tank. The number 30,000 comes from the ISO ratings for the insurance companies. Got to sustain a certain amount of flow for so many hours, and that's how we meet that.
Where's the 125?
Yeah, but it says it's 30,000.
Should be 125,000.
Should be
Down
125? Okay.
125,000 down the bottom.
All right.
It's a 30,000 gallon tank for 125,000.
No, but it said 30,000 next to it. That's why. We just gotta
Oh,
fix that.
30,000, yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
that 30,000 should be 125.
Should be
Okay.
125.
Yeah, my sheet says 125. so-
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
So we have to get corrected sheets on that, okay?
We just got a bid for a tank install for, I think, 114.
114 with
Right.
installation,
Installation.
including
And
installation.
this tank includes installation. Okay. Sidewalk replacement at the firehouse, the remainder of it. I'm estimating 20,435. I think I may be a little high. We're gonna have Jim come back and take a look at it.
Mhm.
But I just wanna put it in there for a placeholder. And then AEDs, these are the defibrillators that are in the volunteer cars and our fire apparatus, all the fire apparatus that basically are automatic. So if they arrive on a scene with somebody in cardiac arrest, they can apply these. Over the years, these have saved many lives, because they get there first. So there's $19,800 over the next 2 fiscal years, 18 and 19.
What do those cost a piece, Charlie, roughly?
You're,
How much? 2,200.
yeah,
a piece?
$2,200 each, yeah. We're always looking for grants. And for communications, it's very simple. We're just looking for a server, 2 servers for downstairs, $25,000.
And then you've also put in to replace the heavy rescue truck,
Right,
okay?
right.
And that,
Wait, now the money for the heavy rescue truck includes a lot of equipment. Some of the equipment on that truck is 20-plus years old. And we've been rotating it through, and some of the parts are no longer available, and it's just, maintenance on it is going to be very high. So,
now, the $1 million here for that. So for 2018 was 800, but you increased it to $1 million. That's excluding any money that we'll get for selling the old truck.
right, right. We won't get a lot of money though from selling the old truck. This truck has 106,000 miles on it right now, and that's not the truck that would be. That'd be becoming the reserve truck. The other truck that will be sold out is the one that was a 1996 vintage,
Which is the reserve truck now.
which is a reserve truck now, and that truck has almost 200,000 miles on it. So we're not going to get a lot of money for the truck.
All right.
That's all I have for something in current history. Well, they didn't want to discuss that.
Questions? Okay.
Maybe you said this, and I'm sorry if I missed it, but you said replace heavy rescue. You had 800, but it's $1 million.
Right. If we asked for $1 million, I'm not sure.
Oh, so you're not sure how much it's gonna,
Well, we know the trucks.
2018.
yeah.
Yeah,
No, I-
but the
And
$1 million
up it to $1 million.
is a lot of equipment. We're replacing all our extrication
Okay, that's why you're
equipment.
saying, but then
Right.
what about, okay, forget it. All right, I
Okay,
got it.
now also is the board is aware of that we have money budgeted for, I think it's 19 and 20 for phone systems for Public Works.
Yep.
And for 35,000, those have already been done,
Right.
so we can take those out of the, frees up some money.
But should all the equipment be bonded now? I guess that's what I'm confused, like, it's not broken out, you know what I mean?
He's got it in the bonded column.
Right, but it's just one,
Right.
you're just not breaking out the equipment, I mean, it should all be
No,
bonded?
no, it is, I didn't break out all the equipment on the truck. Because
Right.
it would be an extensive list, but this truck will be, equipment that will be carried on this truck.
Okay, I just meant, would it be bonded, or would it be, you know what I mean, Joe, historically, do we bond that, or do we put it?
Yeah.
Together, right? You bond the entire thing
It
with
comes
the
equipped
Right.
with the equipment.
Right,
So
like-
then
like
why are the other trucks less expensive then? That's what I'm trying to understand. The other replacement trucks.
Because they don't
different type
carry
of
anywhere
trucks.
near amount of the equipment that.
That's what I mean,
Yeah,
okay,
it's a lot
that's what I'm
less
trying to
trucks,
understand, okay.
Because
Okay.
this
I get
truck
it.
has the rescue truck has a lot more equipment than a standard
Okay,
truck
all right.
does.
Yeah, her question was the replacement engine you have in year 2020.
We're probably gonna push that out a little further,
Okay,
okay?
okay.
Right.
Okay,
Is the heavy
That
one?
might be put in, to answer Cindy's question, that might, when we get to 2020, that might be put in the bonded column.
Okay.
At that point.
Okay,
That's
got
the
it.
question. Charlie?
Is the heavy one rescue one that we see?
Right, right.
That's the big one, okay.
And that goes out with all the ambulance calls.
Yeah, that goes out like 12 times a day, yeah, it's out all the time. It carries all the specialized equipment that is necessary.
I got it.
Okay.
Question.
Yes,
We love your ambulance revenue.
all right.
And is the need for this replacement, is that reflected in a fall-off in its use, the current ambulance that we have?
No, there's no,
So we're,
the use is more. And we have to replace a ambulance chassis or an ambulance every 2 years,
okay,
okay? So what we're saying is to extend the life of the current 3 that we use every day, okay, we need to introduce a totally new one, so we get a more modern box, a box that is not 20 years old.
yeah,
Okay, the box right now that we have, the newest box we have right now is a 95.
yep,
Okay, so what we do is every 2 years, we put new chassis underneath the boxes. This year, what we're doing is we're getting a complete new ambulance, and we're introducing a 4-wheel drive chassis underneath this one also, which would still be the same format. The one we're replacing is just too big to get into driveways and that kind of stuff that we have to do. So that's the reason why we're asking to get rid of it.
When was the last time we purchased an ambulance?
A brand new one,
Yeah.
1996. That's the last time we purchased a brand new ambulance.
20 years ago.
Right.
Okay. And that's brand new, and I'm talking about a remount or
No,
anything.
brand new box, everything's gonna be brand new.
That's the one we're
Was
talking
that
about
Ken?
replacing?
Right.
That will standardize all the, as Charlie said, everything will be Chevy chassis, so they'll all be the same.
Right. I mean, it's like the air bottles, probably put them bonded too.
we get every year.
You know, some of the stuff that,
It's more than-
And
960.
Yeah.
do you have any statistics on increase in call volume on medical calls, ambulance calls?
the volume is, it's not huge, but there is an increase in the amount of medical calls. Yeah. Population is getting older.
I know that.
I think that was really smart to say, Chief.
Carl keeps telling me that.
The ambulances are keeping up with them.
We
That's
are.
right, we're
we
keeping
are.
up with
We're
them.
busy, though. Busy.
Okay. Any other
Not
questions?
saying a word.
I
Okay.
want you to know, I just did my part to fix the loudspeaker system at Park and Rec yesterday. I went and bought hearing aids. Speaking of getting older.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks. Thanks.
All right. Next department,
Charlie, don't forget your glasses.
Oh, my glasses, my God, you know,
you need those.
Speaking of getting older.
that's right.
Yeah.
2.7 million, yeah.
That's why I don't wear coats.
He never wears a coat.
What?
He never wears a coat. See, you need. All right, library.
Youth and Family Services you have first?
We did that first.
We did them first. Ken.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, they,
That's the-
Shouldn't come late.
no, she had a conflict, so.
Right.
I know, I'm usually here at 8:30.
No, we have you here.
10:30.
Not too bad.
No, this is fine. It's fine, thank you.
Sandy Roth, library director.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm Sandy Roth, library director. This is Rob McCool, assistant director. And in the audience, we have 4 board members present. Helen Rizzo and Linda Sanacora, who have been on the library board for a number of years, and 2 brand-new board members, so this is their first experience, so please treat us, nicely. Catherine Dinauer over there, and on my far right, Wendy Bloomley. So.
Welcome.
Okay, I'm ready. All right.
Floor is yours.
Okay. Well, we'll start with the request for the computer replacement, which has been, you have been funding it with the start of these rolling 5-year capital plans, and this has worked out wonderfully for the library. As you know, when we reopened in 2008, we had brand-new computers everywhere, but they age out, and we don't want to, obviously, we're not able to replace all of them in any given year, so that we have been able to replace approximately 20% of them every year, which is a great plan for us, and so we're just hoping to continue with that. That's just been wonderful for us. Do you want to say anything about that?
Yeah, that's definitely accurate. It's really more like a 7-year plan with some, it averages out to about 6, I guess. Some we can keep for 10 years depending on the purpose. Some we want to keep fresh within 4 years to keep the public's software and hardware up to date. So it's all kind of a mixed bag that adds up to about a 5-year plan.
The next 2, the flat roof repair maintenance and the slate roof repair maintenance, I have addressed these with you before. This relates to our volunteer consultant, Tom Gins Jr., who owns a roofing business and lives in Guilford, and comes and inspects the roof and gives me very good advice about how to keep the roof in good shape so that we're not coming to you and asking for a new roof. And we have a Carlisle membrane, which has to be, if it does have to be repaired, it has to be done by a certified roofing company, and we have to inspect it so that if something did go wrong, we can prove that it was not anything that we did, and that they would have to replace it if that was the case. So far, we've been all right with that. And then the slate roof is another project that we have to be sure that the loose slate is inspected so that it's not falling on anyone or creating leaks. So again, this is basically the same justification as I talked about last year. We have a couple of new things to add to the plan in the various upcoming 5 years. We a completely brand new HVAC system was installed in 2008, but we need to, within about the next 2 years, do a fairly significant update to that system. We need to upgrade the software to the proprietary software that runs the system. We need to upgrade that to the newest version and run it on a computer with a new operating system. So we put that in for next year, 17-18, because that's just the library reopened in 2008, so that is a 10-year lifespan on that. And we've been sort of doing some sort of cobbling ways with the company that helps service that with us, but we've reached a point where we really do need to replace it.
It is running on XP, which is unsupported software at this point, so we need to address that.
About, I think it's 3 or 4 years ago, when the Guilford Center, I'm on to the next topic, the parking lot paving. When the Guilford Center for Children relocated to their new spot down on Whitfield Street, we were able to use part of that land to enlarge the parking lot, and it gave about 13 more spaces, which increased the parking by about 25%. And at the time, the state was doing some kind of work on 95, and the Public Works Department, Guilford Public Works Department, took the millings and created an unpaved parking lot where mainly the staff parks, but it's really, I mean, it's not gated or anything, so anybody can park there. And the surface is a little bit uneven, it's gravel, and it's really been great to have the expanded parking, but at some time, it would be wonderful to have it paved so that it's really looks like the rest of the parking lot. The final thing is, this again relates to that we're getting up to 10 years of age of the renovated library, and when we expanded the library, we purchased 2 copiers, one for the one that the public uses and one that the staff uses, and the copier that we use is we're unable to get maintenance contracts on it anymore, but it's in very good shape, and we're treating it very carefully. But we anticipate within the next 2 years that we may have to replace that copier, and the copier that we would buy now would be slightly, the one we have costs more than $8,000. We don't need to spend as much on it because of different uses, and we don't make as many flyers anymore because we use electronic means of communicating with the public, but we still need one sturdy copier for staff projects for the library. Do you want to say anything about that?
And some of the staff members now have skill sets that are a little more than we had when we opened, so some things we currently outsource we'll be able to do in-house going forward if we get a new copy machine with some extra features to create some publications that we are not able to make at this time.
And that's the cost of a copier, $8,000, that's a fairly reasonable copier.
Depends which one you're buying.
Right, it's the cost of the kind
Is
of...
it just a black and white?
No, it's called,
No.
we don't need the same volume, so we're not as worried about having quite as heavy duty of a machine, but we do want some of the features that come with that.
But you have that Santa 19 though. You don't have it
Yeah, we pushed it out.
up. Okay.
I just wanted to share one piece of good news with you, to tell you about a grant that we received that I might have been coming here to put under the capital requests, and I think some of you know about it, but we're going to be getting about $17,000 from the state to in order to provide a fiber connection for the library's information system, and that's probably going to happen within the next 6 months. And it was a complicated grant that Rob did most of the writing of, so I want to publicly thank him and also say that I'm happy I'm not asking you for the $17,000.
Well, we thank you on both counts.
Good job, Rob.
Every little bit helps here.
Yes.
Yeah, we finally were able to measure the usage rates on the wireless, and we're getting almost 300 hits a day on average of just people using the wireless, so it'll be helpful.
Very good.
Good.
Any questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, last but not least, information systems. Which one of you is going to, Tony?
We're gonna tag team it, and we brought help along as well.
You sure you want him here?
Sure you are.
Okay,
Well, we'll just start from where we have, there is an ongoing replacement plan for computers that you have been funding, we are asking to increase that for this particular year because we have some XP computers that are no longer supported. So we're just looking to bump that up a little bit for this year and then go back to our regular schedule after that.
What's the total number?
15. The 15 that we're asking for.
15 computers
Right.
to replace.
And
Yeah.
what's
Right.
the total number that we're supporting?
Of computers in general? Oh, 90. I think it's around 90.
And the 15 will take care of the XP issue and.
Right.
That'll be.
So basically, every 6 years, we're replacing a computer, potentially.
Roughly,
Okay.
yeah.
And
Now it
that's-
could be a little, I mean, the newer ones are a lot, better, lasting a little longer.
Okay.
And that's
But then
it?
they change the system or something. Some-
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
They
that's
always
every
find some
computer
reason
in
why you
town,
have
right?
to have the newest and the.
Exclude any computers, the 90 that you're not supporting?
No, that's not servers, it's just, I think it might be 89, just round it up.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
okay.
You heard from Rick about the Wi-Fi update in the community center. Tony can talk about it if you have some questions, but we have quotes for this building, Townhouse South, Youth and Family Services, as well as the community center.
So
to
is that in
upgrade.
both budgets?
No, the community center is their separate one that I wrote in conjunction with the request in the community center. So this is
Tried.
on top. Sorry. So it would upgrade the Wi-Fi usage for all the buildings, as people are coming in now with
A little more.
with phones and everything, it kind of takes a toll on the amount of availability we have on our current Wi-Fi system.
Okay.
Why does it cost the same, the estimate, the same for these 3 buildings versus?
It's roughly
One
about the
for the
same amount
community
of
center.
access points.
That's why I thought it was the same.
Yeah.
So like the
Included,
community
yeah.
center, say, is like 5 access points. Here would be like 2 in this building, 1 in youth and family, 1 at Town Hall South. Okay. So it's pretty, I think
It's
it might be
exactly the same,
identical,
right.
yeah.
It is per access point, so we just have, our 3 buildings would have the same as the community center.
Like 2 here would be sufficient. Right now we have 1 and people are, I think, Joe, you don't even get a good signal in your office, right?
Since you changed it, now I can get this single in my office, so
Okay,
it's
that's
not a
not what I
problem.
wanted to hear, but
I know that's what you'd want to hear.
I know in
works
some
fine.
spots, like down the first floor, not a good reception, but yet people on the green can connect. Which I have to figure out a different way for that. Yeah.
Okay.
So the next is something I think we've had on before, the mobile devices and software, including BoardPack, which is a secure software service contract. The price is reduced from prior years that this has been requested because of some free software that Tony has tested and is able to implement.
Right, for the security of the devices. It would basically, replace this, put it on the screen.
So from what I understand, 5 of these devices have already
Right.
been purchased for this. So we're looking for 10 more devices plus the software for all 15.
Is there an ongoing maintenance issue with that once you
Yeah,
have
there would be
that,
some
or
things.
licensing something or other, because
I don't know.
Is it the 22?
Yeah, it'd probably be the 2268, whereas last year it was around like 12,000 a year, which would be for the board pack. And Charles, is that what you use? Didn't you recommend that?
Not board pack, I use a different one.
Okay.
Not that one, right?
All right, I thought it was that one.
So that would allow, members to have all of their information.
Yeah,
on
most
that
boards to
device.
go in that direction.
Easily
Even
updated,
today.
replace
Yeah.
a page.
Right.
The
Blast
issue
it
simply
out.
becomes devices for each member and that type of thing, as opposed to the individuals using their own laptops or iPads or whatever. So
Right.
Correct. We
It's
would be
better
able
to get them consistent.
Right,
so
we
Yeah.
would be able to monitor that. The next is a new request for migrating our emails to the cloud. We have an Exchange server now that we handle all of our emails in, and as with other things, that software is outdated. So this would remove the need for us to purchase a new server to replace that, but it would put it into the cloud, and I think that's,
Yes.
is that an ongoing cost?
That would be.
It's an
That would
ongoing
be.
cost for us.
There's other options we could,
So you said that would eliminate the purchase of another server.
Mhm.
So we're actually saving money.
yeah,
on
the
that.
server's about 9 years old now.
Okay.
Right, so we have to do one or the other.
And what would be the cost of the server?
That I didn't look into.
Roughly.
I guess
Ballpark.
5,000, and then the software.
So,
It's dated technology.
so the
Throw in money.
13,800
I mean, yeah.
a year is a pretty good deal.
Yeah, that is with all archiving of the email,
Mhm.
so you could retrieve any email at any time.
Right, it's not gonna
You don't
run out
have
of
to back
space.
up and
The
anything.
Right.
built-in
Yeah.
spam filtering,
Right.
which I have another, right, that's in the budget. That would go away because I wouldn't need that. It'd be built into this.
It's not hardware based is the biggest case.
No, I understand.
And now with, new FOI rules and being able to retrieve, emails, this has the ability to do that if we
Okay.
If it works.
if it works.
And so far it's been.
Then the next is replacing 2003 Windows servers. We have four, I think there's four domain control servers in social services, public works, town hall, and youth and family services. These are no longer supported at this time and are currently unsecured. So they do need to be replaced. I believe it's possible for us to replace them over time because
Right.
if we had to, because they mirror each other.
Yeah, it's like,
So the 13 is for
logon
all four to
purposes.
be replaced?
It's for all four.
Okay.
They all eventually need to go, they're not supported at this point,
for a
but,
while now.
but we could certainly look into doing that over time if we had to.
Okay.
Saving the biggie.
Yeah, I don't even think I have. The large one, I'm not sure if I gave new copies. It's what,
No backup here.
yeah,
Back scanning?
it was provided last year. I can provide copies again, if you'd like. The back scanning of permits and maps, into Munis. I did receive a call from the building inspector, imploring us to put this back into, our plan. They are running out of room, space, literal space in the building for all of their paper files. This would migrate all of that and their microfiche into a system that would allow access for the staff as well, I believe, as the public.
Correct.
Correct. I think Jim is here. Joe is here to speak to that. Jim, I was right the first time. Sorry. I'll get everybody's names down soon.
You're around here long enough, that's all. Yeah, this is a critical issue for us at Town Hall South.
Okay.
We've got
So
boxes
overdue.
and boxes of documents. We haven't been microfilming records since 2000 and
The hardware is going for that.
yeah, 12, and we have two microfilm readers. One is really not, it's obsolete. The other one we can't get any maintenance on. And with this last year, with the increased activity in real estate, it's getting to be a real headache. People come in, they can't get access to, there are no readers that are available anyplace else. It's not like you can give them, say, oh, go get a copy someplace. So it's getting to be a real problem for people trying to do research on all the properties. But since 2012, we've just been keeping the paper documents, and we have it every lot, every house. We have these documents in there. We got boxes on top of all our files. Every room is full, and it's just it's really difficult on the ladies who are staffing and trying to deal with the public. It's something we have to do. I know Bill is not in favor of this, but the only way I could see if you need new
Bill
money to
Fody?
pay for it, yeah,
He's the one that called and asked me to put it in.
put it in. But I'm talking about the
Who's
part
not in
solution.
favor of it?
Oh, the,
I'm saying part of solution may be to increase the building permit fees just to, so we can get some additional income to pay for this. This is something that is technology, these are records we have to keep in perpetuity. We just.
This issue dates back to when Cindy and I were in planning and zoning. It's gotta be 10 or 15-year-old issue.
So all right, so maybe a two-step process. One, we take what we have and we put it on, then going forward, we charge enough of a fee that it can be loaded on.
I agree.
So I'm saying?
I think any
So that should
permit
be
should be,
part-
part of the permitting process should be they submit it as a digital file.
Well, that's
I mean,
another thing.
That should
Going
just be
forward, yeah,
automatic.
yeah, I agree.
That should be part of the permitting
There we
process.
go. So maybe
And
that's
even
not-
if it's a small project like Gary was pointing
But
out
aren't
earlier, you scan it, bring it to scale, and you got a digital file. It's not high-tech
But aren't
anymore.
most
But
engineers?
we have the files of all the inspections.
Well,
We
talking
can't
about
get into
existing
the-
ones. That's my
Oh,
point.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
right.
we've been talking about this for 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
So we
literally.
have to go backwards though to go forward. So maybe a two-step process.
You gotta-
Well, I think it could be a multi-step process, but immediately we could do a couple of things. I think it's a $125,000 bill to bring everything up to snuff.
Roughly, yeah.
Roughly. If we could just at least get
One or
conversion
two.
of the files that
thing.
have the map and lot number as we go forward, as they come in, get those done and get all the
It's like computer
microfilm
replacement or
converted
anything. You
over.
gotta take that first step and then do it every year. You can't
Yeah.
cut it. You gotta do
What
a
he's
little.
referring to, there are 7 different aspects to this particular $120,000 process.
Do you
So,
have copies? I have additional copies here if you don't know that.
so,
Do you have additional?
Yeah.
what I asked their offices to do was to prioritize them, just in case the board wasn't in favor of doing the whole project, or based on funding, couldn't do the whole project. So we're looking to prioritize each of them, although
Okay.
all of them are very difficult, are really needed. Every one is needed. But
But to
One,
Charlie's
two.
point though, Jim, if, let's say we did what we had to do to get everything here, going forward, can we require them to
Absolutely.
do digital so we're not having an additional expense going forward?
Right.
Yeah, because then we would have to
It's
archive.
such an incidental, minor incidental cost when people are coming forward with applications, it's not even significant. It's going back and
I
bringing
was
up.
How
asking
far
that.
back would you be going, the 3 years or?
It's everything, yeah.
The beginning of time?
Yeah, we've gotta go back and take all our microfilm
So the
stuff.
microfilm
That has
stuff?
to be done.
Okay.
This goes
That
back to
quote
our
is to have
earlier
everything in the
conversation
building.
with Kevin in natural resources. I mean, it just,
That's a little different, but, all right.
it's not really different though. I mean,
Now, in order to do this, present staff able to,
We have,
Do this?
these are quotes from somebody to come in,
come in and do this.
do it.
Right.
take
Okay.
the existing
They would
files
have
and
to
get
do
them,
it. We can't
scan
get the
it. We
system
can't do
set
that.
up.
moving
Yeah.
forward, we would be doing that on an ongoing basis. But
Right.
once it's all in, keeping up with the new stuff
You
will be a
get the
lot
system
easier.
set up and then
Because I know
staff
the-
for each application.
Correct.
The
Updates
issues we
the
had with
system.
the present staff, just getting them to handle Munis was a
Which
nightmare.
It is,
It's
and
a-
it's still an ongoing nightmare. It's not,
better.
though, for building permits, it's not an easy system to work with. And, that's another discussion,
I mean-
a long discussion for another day.
I don't wanna spend the money if they
No.
can't do it.
Well,
Going
Mary
forward,
Jane,
or-
you're familiar with Munis.
They have to be trained in this part, right?
It's not only training, Munis has to, and
We gotta get them. to
we had
come in and
a
do the
quote
analysis.
for somebody from Munis to come down and work with us.
Well,
Because they
that's-
didn't have
that's
any
another
easy
issue,
solutions.
Which
Right,
Mary Jane's
right, we're
been
looking
advised of,
into.
and she's gonna handle
work,
it,
yeah.
okay?
Okay.
But I'm talking about this thing here.
Yeah, no, these would be, somebody would come in and do this.
But then going forward, is it hard for the staff to
No,
then?
that, going forward, it's,
They're gonna have to learn
Basically-
it.
What that company's saying, they would import all the digitized
Right,
copies into Munis per map and lot. They
okay.
would run a script that would import these into Munis.
Right.
So when they're in the Munis and they look up an address, there would be a map there.
I mean, it's a work in progress. Job descriptions are gonna change, but, it's overdue. It's very, very overdue. in my opinion.
Okay,
Right, they understand that they'll have to do it moving forward to
Yeah.
have the requests go in at all.
well, yeah, because we're not gonna spend the money
Right.
if we can't get them on board.
as a minimum, we have to do 1 and 2, because we don't, the microfilm system is so obsolete, we can't continue it. So that would have to be
Like you said, you can't even
digitalized.
get a reader
Right, but that
anymore.
relates to Munis as well.
Right.
Okay. Is there anything else?
Thank you.
Anybody?
It's like having a millennium try to make change.
Okay, there's no other further business. I'm gonna ask for a motion to adjourn. This will include our workshop for the capital budget. We have a lot of work to do. And our next task will be to deal with the operating budget, which is becomes important.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye, thank you.
Carl left already too?
No, he's right here. Mary Jane, good job. In a short period of time. You got up to speed
How's
on
dredging
IT real
doing?
quick.
How's dredging doing?
Dredging is issues.
Thank you, Trace.
There's a guy there the other day, just bought a slip, he's gonna, I think he's volunteering to help out.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you for being here, guys. Appreciate it.
One guy works for a construction company.